The Exos were said to have been built for a long-forgotten struggle, but why? Was it to fight the Vex? Well, over the years, Clovis Bray has actually been experimenting on Vex specimens and possibly even using some of this tech to build the Exos themselves. So let's talk about some of the new images and clips from a supposed Clovis Bray facility showing off Exo and Vex in the same research unit, how Clovis Bray has used Vex tech in the past, and what it means for the secrets hidden on Europa. The Vex and the Exos are similar. Not the same from what we can gather, but they are similar. We know that the Vex have been around for billions of years, even predating humanity, but the first contact that us humans have had with this alien species did come on Venus during the Golden Age, when structures were found littered across the planet. This discovery prompted the installment of many different research facilities and outposts, one of the first we even saw in-game being Campus 9, and then the Ishtar Collective, and so on. As more information popped up, scientists would flock to Venus for the chance of discovering something amazing. It was an alien species, maybe we can have some new powers, maybe travel to the future, learn some new technology. The possibilities were endless. Because of this, cities were built and some of the jungle areas were even blocked off to the public so that the researchers could continue to do their work and be conducted in secret. In one experiment though, researchers were able to obtain a Vex unit which they labeled Subject 12 for study. After some time though, they found out that this Vex unit was simulating them, leading them to find 227 copies of themselves in the Vex network. The reason this was bad was because they couldn't decide which ones were themselves. They were seeing this Vex simulate their own bodies, so it's like looking into a mirror where your reflection is looking into another mirror. It's just going on, and if it continued to happen and it were a simulation scenario, I guess, you might get confused and you'd be screwed and not know which one is yourself. So what these researchers decided to do was first contact Rasputin to help them free themselves, which actually worked, and then they decided to dispatch all of these remaining copies into the Vex network to be explorers, to learn more about this tech and why the heck the Vex were here in the first place. Now the reason I mention this is because the way they did it was pretty cool. They did this in what they called proxy frames, or proto frames I think it was. So basically a way for them to explore using their minds or copies, but not their own bodies. So essentially, Rasputin saved them and they uploaded their minds into these proxy bodies to explore the rest of the Vex network, so these were kind of like the first Exo. This research on Venus was the beginning of this Exo creation. Clovis Bray was said to further develop this technology, of course for what purpose hopefully the expansion will explain, but it all seems to be inspired by the Vex themselves. We even see more evidence of this in Warmind.
The Clovis Bray tech in that building allowed us to colonize the system during the Golden Age. They sought to create peace for all humanity. Which is ironic, because they also built Rasputin, the single most powerful weapon in the solar system.
From the various hidden lore, we can see that Elsie Bray was talking to someone who was working over on Venus, another researcher. Now, people speculate this could be Maya Sundaresh, but it isn't explicitly stated. Regardless though, she shares some of this info on Vex technology with this researcher, possibly even about time travel. Willa Bray, who is related to Elsie, learns of some of this info, and Elsie completely wipes all of her research from the system, and disappears, leaving behind the World Line Zero for our Guardian to find some other Vex tech and becoming what we assume is the Exo Stranger.
They brought us here. The Vex. Evil so dark it despises other evil.
You're not a Guardian.
No. I was not forged in light.
So there's a lot of weird technology surrounding Clovis Bray, the Exos, Elsie Bray becoming the Exo Stranger, and even Anna, she has those cybernetic eyes or whatever's going on there. Take a listen to this Grimoire card from Destiny 1. Now here's the real question. Why are Exo minds human? What's the design imperative? Why does a war machine, yes, absolutely, I am a war machine, built by human hands, and you are a survival machine built by the engine of evolution. Don't interrupt me. Why does a war machine have emotions? Why should a war machine have awareness? These are not useful traits on the battlefield. Don't flatter yourself. They are not useful. So why should the Exo mind mimic the human architecture so closely? This is what I believed happened back in the time before any Exo can remember. It explains everything. I think someone wanted to live forever. So the Vex and the Exos may have not been the same, but they exist for the same reason. They both want to continue living and they both want to persist. The Vex are over there trying to save their dying race, coming back to the past to try and send resources and info to the future so they can survive, and the Exos are letting humans live without needing a body. In Destiny 2 on Nessus, we have this scannable you can hear if you have an Exo character.
I think this conflux reacted to your Exo body, and then it burned out. Is there some connection between the Exos and the Vex? That can't be.
So this is cool. This could hint at these similarities that Clovis Bray possibly developed. Maybe they had experimented with these Vex machines much more closely, and even given images like one from this trailer, used that tech to build the Exos themselves, which seems pretty plausible at this point. Now this is no doubt going to have a big part to play in Beyond Light. I mean, recently we also got this image of the entire Europa map, or at least on the surface what we can see, and there are two that stand out when thinking about the Vex. First, Cadmus Ridge, which says this: a snowy landscape in the last known locations of the buried Bray Exoscience facility. So that could be where this photo was taken, exoscience stuff going on. And then we have the Asterian Abyss. The Vex structures visible on the surface are only the tip of the iceberg. So again, another connection between the Vex and the Exos happening right on Europa. The Fallen are said to be the main enemy, but something is definitely going on with the Vex here. Anyway, Guardians, I thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see some more just like it, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think is going on with the Exos and the Vex. Did Clovis Bray use some Vex technology to create the Exos, or was it just sort of really the Exo Stranger? Anyway, I thank you so much for watching. My name's Evade, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.